Okay, so anyway, story time? Story time. Okay, it's story time. From you get to be a part of a live story time now. So anyway, guys, I meet this, well, I met this girl years ago, and it was kind of an on again, off again, you know, it'd be like, you know, every like couple years we would go out a couple times. Um, anyway, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I actually meant to text somebody else when I was scrolling in my phone and I typed in the wrong name. Or, well, I didn't type the wrong name, but I didn't, like, go to, like, the second name option. Tap theirs. And sent them a text. But then she texted back. I was like, oh, shit, I was like, oh, but then, you know, I wasn't expecting her to text back. I was like, oopsie. But then she's like, oh my god, hey, I haven't heard from you so long. I was actually thinking about you the other day. And I was like, oh, well, I can't wait to tell the story at my wedding. But yeah, she was like, oh, hey, how you been? And then so we start talking. I was like, oh, hey, I've been good too, actually. And I'm not going to, like, say no. She's a really good-looking girl. But she's a bit chaotic. Let's call it chaotic. And so anyway, we chat. We kept texting a bit. And I was like, well, do you want to grab, like, brunch this weekend? She's like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's go get brunch. So we ended up going for brunch together. And like I said, previously we'd gone out, I think, about 3 times. Actually, the first time we went out was in high school. And then when we were like 26, we dated for like 3 or 4 weeks. And then 2 years ago, I think we went out once. Or twice maybe. Anyway. But no, like, and I always said, she's always been really chaotic, right? Casual 10-year breaks, yeah. Really chaotic, but when we went for brunch, like, I was talking to her, she's been at the same job for like 3 years. She bought a house, you know, she bought a vehicle like, you know, a couple months ago. It's all this. She's talking about this. She's, you know, reconnected with her family. She's in a much better place with all that, you know, and I'm like, oh wow, like, she's like settled down, for lack of a better phrasing. Okay, we got to pick a Pokemon team too. So I was like, well, that's really good actually, and we had a great time at brunch. And we agreed to go out again. And then we went out like a week later on like a Friday night, had a very, very nice dinner together, and that was great. And another, again, like no red flags, none of the stuff that was always kind of like hanging out there last time, waving around. You know, waving around. That's my Switch case. So I was like, oh shit, like maybe this could actually work, because, you know, like you could almost tell the last times we went out that oh, you're going to your third rave in 4 nights, you know? Anyway, so great, second date goes great. Holding hands and stuff. She's getting a little cozy on my arm, you know. We're walking through the river valley. It was a very nice time after dinner. Anyway, so then we go out. What day would this have been? I think it was either last Friday or last Saturday. Only a couple days ago, and I forgot to tell you guys in chat about this. So I'm gonna put the controller down. So anyway, we go out again. It's beautiful weather. I'm like, hey, let's just go get a couple drinks and sit on a patio for like a happy hour, right? Like I finished work early, so it would have probably been on Friday then, because I don't really work Saturdays. And she goes, that's awesome, actually. You know, like, I'm finishing up too. Let's just meet at this place. Did I offer to go swimming? No swimming was involved this time. So we meet up on the patio, and, like, I don't know how to describe the dress she's wearing other than, like a fucking look at these tits dress, okay? There's no other way to describe the sundress she was wearing other than it was designed for the girls to be on display and make sure that everybody in like a 2-kilometer radius turned their head and took a look. So I was like, she walked in, I was like, whoop, whoop. She looked great. She obviously wanted me to look at her boobs, yes. So we sit down, and previously on the dates, she would sit across from me, right? This date, she was sitting next to me on the patio, and so, you know, she's holding my hand, We're talking about things, and she's doing the thing with her arms like this, where she keeps kind of pushing her boobs together to put even more emphasis on them, you know? Like, they're already kind of hanging out of this sundress she's wearing. Now she's like, you know, casually just happens to be doing this to make them even more out there. Hi, Rusty. And I'm like, wow, goddamn, right? And we're talking about things going on, blah, blah, blah. I mentioned that I'm going, you know, I've got my birthday coming up, and, you know, I haven't really come up with some plans yet. And she goes, oh my God, let me know what you're going to do. I'd love to be there and, you know, meet your friends and stuff. So I'm like, wow, like, this is going really well. There's like, what could go wrong on this date? Like, it's been 3 good dates. We've been texting a lot. There was like a phone call in there at one point. Like, oh, things are going super well. She's got her fucking tits like out. She's clearly trying to get me to look at them. She's hanging off me on this date. Blah, blah, blah. Pay the bill. My brain's not functioning at this point. When is it functioning? Yes, exactly. Anyway, pay the bill. It ended up being like $110 happy hour, okay? Little pricey, but hey. So anyway, we're chatting, we walk out. She's like, you know, we're holding hands and we're walking through the parking lot. As soon as we get into the parking lot, she lets go of my hand and then starts walking to her car. And I was like, okay, you know, it's hot out. I kind of get it. And then so I go with her to her car. And I'm like, all right, hey, it was good seeing you. Like, blah, blah. Like, maybe like Sunday we could do breakfast or something in the afternoon. And she turns and says to me, after this, with the tits out, hanging off my arm, inviting herself to my birthday, everything else I just described, actually, I'm not really feeling a connection. And, you know, I just don't think I want to pursue anything. Like, I'm just not feeling it anymore. I was like, you were fucking feeling it 7 minutes ago when the bill came. And now that I pay the bill. Like, I was so mad. And I'm getting mad thinking about it right now. But, like, what do you do at that point? I almost thought it was a fucking joke. Like I said, it's the boobs thing. I don't know a lot of girls that try to, like, basically force a nipple slip if they don't like you. You know what I mean? Like, she's basically mashing together, causing a boob to possibly fall out, like, making sure I'm looking, hanging off me, inviting herself to my birthday, talking about this, you know, this thing we can do together. We were talking about stuff like that on the date. Oh, there's this. I've got a wedding in August that she was like, yeah, maybe I could, you know, I was probably, do you maybe want to come to that wedding? We're talking about, like, oh, maybe on this night I could cook dinner. All this stuff. All this stuff. And then, like, the second we get out of the restaurant, just, oh my God, I don't know. I don't know what I'm feeling anymore. Yeah. The bill got paid. We have Tap in Canada. Tapped. Paid the bill. And I guess that's where she decided she wasn't feeling it anymore. No, I mean, she had 2 drinks. She had a margarita, maybe 2 margaritas. And I had 2 margaritas, but I don't know. She didn't seem intoxicated. And we were there for like 2 hours, so really, 2 drinks in 2 hours is not that bad. But yeah, then she like gave me like the saddest hug. I was like not really into it. I was like, what? I was so confused. Gets in her car and leaves. And like I said, I was like, was this some really complicated joke she's pulling? And like, I'm gonna get a text message in 20 minutes or something. I hallucinated this. I very much did not. And then, so like I said, that was Friday then. I texted her on Monday, and I was just like, hey, I'm still just, like, really confused, you know, I thought, you know, between all this stuff, the talk, blah, 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 and then she responded by saying, Adam, I can't do this anymore. I need you to leave me alone. I was like, I didn't even text you for, like, 3 fucking days, and just said, like, one, hey, what the fuck's going on thing. So guess what? She's still chaotic. She hasn't calmed down. She's still like, woo, 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 all in the brain space. She just like hit it really well for the first 3 weeks. Yeah, after that, I didn't text her after the parking lot until, like I said, I think it was yesterday, Monday. And then the Monday was just one text, and it was like 2 sentences, just like, hey, I just wanted to blah blah blah. I was just kind of confused. I was just, if you wanted to talk or something, like, did something happen, anything like that. Nothing. So yeah, she's still bananas. She just managed to hide it really well for 3 weeks before somehow going from, like I said, all of that to, I can't do this. Stop talking to me. So, yeah, I just left her alone, man. I didn't delete her number. Maybe I should do that, but she's gonna fall down the text message list as I talk to other people, so I don't really care. I couldn't believe the fucking audacity of that. Like, $110 happy hour, and she was the one ordering food on the happy hour. I just wanted 2 drinks and a water. She ordered food. But I was like, okay, fine, I'll fucking pay for it. It was my idea to come out. And then pulls that shit in the parking lot. Yeah, like, she hid the cuckoo for like 3 weeks. It took all of her effort, and then, like, yeah, once the machine clicked, and yeah, fucking crazy. Another dating mess story featuring me. Big surprise. And honestly, now I know those of you out there that have sat through the, like, 6 we've probably shared on the channel, you're probably like, hey, Adam, the common denominator here seems to be you, big guy. Well, yes, I'm aware of that, but I actually don't think in some of these it's my fault. This is one I'm not accepting responsibility for. Purse girl, pool girl, I'll wear those ones. Those ones were me. Some of the others are a bit more of a 50-50, okay? But, like, the drunk passed out girl and this chick, no, not on me. Not one bit on me. I didn't mean to text her, and then yes, I did text her first, but, like, what did I, okay, you know what? Whatever. Well, her name begins with 3 letters that a friend of mine's name begins with. And so I was wanting to text him, like, saying, hey, man, we usually hang out at hockey and golf and baseball, but because I haven't been able to do those, I actually haven't seen you in a while. We should grab some beers and watch wrestling, or just get on a patio, or fuck it, hang out in your backyard. And that's the guy who I meant to text. And so when I typed the text and I wasn't looking, I was like, hey, man, hey, it's been a bit. What are you up to this weekend? Was the opening text. Which definitely didn't, so I can definitely see how she read that and thought it was me consciously thinking of her. Should tell her, no, I'm not texting her again. Between the 3 dates, I paid for 3 kind of expensive meals. But again, I was kind of okay with it, considering, I was like, whatever. Look, as a single guy, I am used to the first handful of times I go on dates that I'm just paying the bill. You're always going to be paying the bill. I'm just used to that, okay? So I don't get mad at it. I understand that if I'm asking a girl out, I'm spending anywhere from $20 on a couple of coffees to $80 if we're going for dinner, maybe $110 if we end up having drinks and having a really good time. And I just resign myself to that. That's just the way it is. So I'm not really mad about that. I just couldn't fucking believe I went from, like, her boobs basically falling out of her dress because she kept using her, like, biceps to squish them together while she's talking to me, to then she's all of a sudden doesn't know and she doesn't want anything romantic and she doesn't see me that way or whatever. And I was just like, what the fuck? Yes, Chrome, they are missing the fuck out. Imagine the lady I meet someday and I come on the stream and I don't have any wild bad stories to say. That'll be the day. That'll be something. Okay. Let's select some Pokemon and get back to this.